coffee, get my day started. But I did want to note some things. I was yanked awake this morning by the V2K thoughts, and I came on specifically to document and note because I have noticed this pattern in the past where other entertainers on TV were having quite a hell of a time talking about it's like pickleball, right? It was around the time pickleball became really popular. I remember Stephen Colbert was on TV and he had a lot of jokes to make about pickleball. Um, so just now, the V2, and I've always had suspicion like, my God, this man, Stephen Colbert, is watching me. Why does he have so much knowledge over what it is that I'm doing? So I realized that there's some kind of secret organization back then, way back then. This is before I stopped watching his show. There's some kind of secret organization, uh, and that was the point where I'm like, man, people are really talking about. I don't know why, who, what, where, uh, but there was some kind of something that let me know that people were really watching me, and I didn't think too much about it because I'm like, this man has a national whatchamacallit. He has a show in which people from all around the world get to watch it. There's no way reason why he would be talking to me. And then just now I woke up to the V2K voice saying, every time every time you think of pickle, we want you to think of. So that's my neighbors or V2K or whoever has access to this technology, uh, trying to brainwash me. And I don't know if the reason I'm not hearing the word is because they want my brain to make it up, or if my brain is refusing to hear what they say. But definitely part of the harassment is the use of V2K, brainwashing tactics, all of that stuff. So they're trying to get some kind of bad reaction. They want me to continue to post this kind of stuff to social media because it makes me look crazy, so that when it does come time for them to get rid of me, similar to other people that have been gotten rid of or handled by the same group, they have people, they're influencers, they're clout chasers. They go online and then they say things like, oh, she was experiencing extreme mental health difficulties and that's the reason that she went away. No, I'm not. I'm exposing dark networks and systems, and if I go anywhere, that would be the reason why. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with much of anything. uh so I wish. Hi. um I don't wish anything. I'm perfectly happy with my life the way that it is, how it's going, and I have no desire to change anything about my life. So I don't know if people are out there thinking that they're going to harass me into a state of not wanting to be here anymore is impossible. I know too much about you. I know too much about you to be put into a state of fear again. You know what I fear more than you? I fear spilling the milk from my coffee, making my apartment smell like stinky milk. I fear that more than I fear you. So let's get it straight. Your conspiracy doesn't work on certain people. And the harder you try to make it, the worse you make it for yourselves. Um, I mean, you can make me look crazy. It's perfectly fine. I don't really care. I think the only person who can make me look crazy is myself, really. And I'm okay with that. So I don't ever see this working. I don't ever see this working. Um, so waking up to is people whose parents failed them. Waking up to these people around me thinking that they could brainwash me to take me out. Your parents failed you, my honey. You didn't get everything you needed in life, and now you're trying to pay forward harmful things to someone. I don't deserve it. I don't mind if you think I do. That's your opinion. Uh, but quite a topic to start the day off with. Right now I'm fixing a wooden box that I made. So that's the ASMR of the day, making sure that my stuff is working properly. May you find something to fix in your day. Right? Shit. It's funny. I'm laughing at you guys still. I'm laughing because why do you think this is gonna work? It's worked on so many people before. I'm not so many people. I'm not other people. I'm me. Very different from maybe anybody you've ever been used to dealing with. And I don't know. I enjoy this kind of stuff, so I say bring it. Right? You guys, listen. I don't know if I'm like according to your agenda or your calendar or whatever schedule it is you're working off of. I don't know if I'm like right in line for you guys to be near the end, like where the part where you get to terminate me. But if you're not, I suggest that you find something better to do, because I don't know if it's gonna go your way. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Maybe you know something I don't. If it hasn't worked on me up to this point, I don't know if it'll ever. And I think every time I think about pickle, I'm gonna think about vinegar. If that's, like pickle is brine. I might think about Popeye's chicken because they use the brine for the chicken. I don't know, right? Like I'm just still trying to figure out so many things, and I wonder if there are other targeted individuals out there who have been told, or who the word pickle has been an activation or a trigger. If you are a targeted individual and somebody has used the word pickle to activate or trigger you, please leave a comment below and let me know. Because I think that is similar to like when they talk about chicken and pizza. It's one of this group's code words. And the reason they are so confident is because they have blackmail on so many people high up. It's impossible for them to ever get in trouble for the crimes that they're committing. It's impossible. Well, not impossible now. Watch the news. Watch all the people that are not wrongfully, but it's like they're doing the blackmail. Like it's blackmail's being done right now. So a lot of people are going through it. You're going to see a lot more people. Why am I hiding my face? It's not hiding my face. There are energy stealers out there. I show my face in other videos. It's not that I don't feel comfortable showing my face. I don't see a necessity. I think that people know who I am. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, go watch another video. I don't want people to look at my facial expressions and try to do like how I do them in public. Like, you don't get that. You don't get that from me because you didn't pay for it. And what I mean by pay for it is like spiritually, you did not pay to have access to me. So this is as much as you get. What else? What is another reason why? Oh, for legal reasons, I think You're going to have to use a voice analysis or expert to match my voice to anything. Probably you can still tie it back to me because it is posted on my channel. But I don't want to give people anything else to run with. Everything about this situation, they have been doing the best that they can in order for me to give up information, in order for me to self-incriminate. They've been doing the most. So the reason my screen is dark and you don't get to see my face is because there really is a big force out there that's trying its hardest to get me to become irate with the system. They want me to make constant complaints. I could give a shit less. I vote. That's my part. That's the most I do. I'm not going to go out and be crazy and passionate about all these. They want me to. I don't want to. It's a waste of my time. Given how many people are evil, they're trying to put me in the position like Dr. Martin Luther King, where I'd become an activist. As much as I enjoy activism, I also enjoy peace. I could say fuck all of this. I can throw my phone out and then I can just continue my little house on the prairie life and people would not know what the fuck happened to me. But I continue to come as long as technology is available, as long as there's people out there who are getting taken advantage of. I will continue to come and post on YouTube. Just as far as like the videos that I'm watching, the things that are concerning to me, I don't post to fearmonger. I post things that are relative to factual events that are happening. So it's not fearmonger. I'm giving you advance notice. I'm giving you advance notice of things that are going on within society and the government that will affect your freedoms. So for those of you who think I'm crazy, consider what I just said and why people would come after me. Right? Similar to the scientists. Those scientists were probably targeted by another nation. I'm going to get back into watching those videos. But supposedly attacking the most intellectual members of a society is what will cause it to buckle. It will cripple it. It will make it fold in. Once you get rid of the most intelligent people in society, all you have left is a bunch of sheep. And when I mean sheep, I mean people who will accept money because they are so desperate over morals. So it is a spiritual war. And we have desperation that is taking the lead. We need the people with morals to come back. We need to hear from the people with morals. Because I really don't see this going well any other way. Hi. Who's a new subscriber? Some people have to subscribe in order to talk on the post. So thank you for the new ones. I would like to thank you. I never wanted to be a leader. I never wanted to be a leader, but I also don't want to be a follower. Hi, subscriber. Welcome. Thank you. I never wanted to be a leader. I don't want to be a follower, so that puts me in a position of leadership because I'm not following nobody's ass. You follow other people to slaughter is what you do. Large groups get slaughtered. Right? Because hive mind thinking. There's predators out there who target specific groups because they know how the group thinks. People infiltrate systems so that they can get a grasp on your thinking processes and patterns. And then they take advantage of you and exploit you every way they know how, possibly. Every possible way that they know how to. And then there are evil people out there, right? Let's talk about the evil people. There's evil people out there. It's the hurt people who were hurt. As kids, their parents didn't do for them the things they needed to do. Some of these people are your leaders. Some of these people became leaders because they wanted to see change, because they were unhappy with how they were raised. Be careful. You need leaders that heal, not leaders that hurt. because studies show, and I don't know how many people are aware of this, but I want everyone to be aware. There's people who think MK Ultra is a conspiracy. It was not. That's stuff that really happened. That's stuff our government really did to its own employees. So for how many people don't know MK Ultra was real, you're never gonna believe the shit that they're doing. And I am marketing for MK Ultra tactics. They want you to know they're doing this. Right? That's why they do these things, and it's almost like they encourage me to post my YouTubes. They know I'm going to. So when I woke up this morning at 5:30 to this speaker-like voice that sounds like a tenant in my apartment building that's 2 units away from me, behind and up or whatever, or just a speaker that's placed inside of a device that's in my house. Either one. I do know a while back they had to move my fire alarm. They had to, building code made it so that they had to move the fire alarm away from the ceiling fan, right? Because the ceiling fan can conceal smoke, so they want the fire alarm not to be right up under the ceiling fan. So about, I don't know, 5 maybe more years ago, the on-site manager came, right? Not a handyman, not anybody special. The on-site manager came and installed the pole to extend. So what it is there's like a cap and a cover for where the fire alarm used to be, and then there's a line that extends it and puts it maybe 2 or 3 feet out from where the fan blades end. I don't know if a camera was installed within that. I don't know if they are accessing my cameras through, because I just saw something on the news the other day, on YouTube, the news, whatever you want to believe. I just saw something that, look, and then that went away. It's like a laser light in my glasses. I just saw something that showed you can view camera feeds without actually hacking the camera. So I'm like, I have Ethernet cameras, can't hack them. I don't think you can't hack them. I think it's more difficult than a Wi-Fi camera. But you can point a specific device at a feed and pick up everything on the feed. So, I work from home, and my camera system I have in my apartment it covers just about every inch of my apartment. So when I'm working, I have to set up a special screen to cover the cameras so that even if they are able to see the feed, they can't see what I'm working on. But I really don't. I'm not an IT expert, but I have a good knowledge of possibilities. And when you take into consideration a former employer of mine has been named in RICO charges, I don't put any of this stuff past anyone. When you think about the kind of people who are named in RICO charges, those are people who care more about money than human lives. I'm waiting for this employer to clear their name. I hope that they can do it. It's an empty hope, because I have reason to believe it to be true. And I'm just waiting. I keep watching every day, and I'm waiting because I want to talk about it. And I've already started talking about it, but nothing has been done. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting till July 10th, July 11th to see what the outcome is before I get to start saying what it is that I want to say. And I think that part of my harassment up until now is for that reason, because should they be found guilty of the RICO charge, I have so much to say, and I can't wait. And it's not like maybe I won't do like I've done in the past, where I've made review comments about it, but I definitely want to make sure anybody dealing with these people, places, businesses is aware of what they are capable of. And I'm also documenting all of this so people can get an understanding of why my perspective is what it is, where my thoughts are coming from, where I'm at, what my experiences are in life, so that you get a better idea of exactly why I am stating that these people have done these things. A lot, if I am as intelligent as I believe I am, in the positions that I've been at, without greed, right, with every ability to become broke or poor or homeless at any minute, I find it very hard to believe that I would be guilty of any of the things that they are trying to set me up for. In my experience with some of these people, I've seen sides of them that make me think that they are capable of extreme financial crimes. I am a person who has always asked for what I need to survive, what I deserve, because I understand that if I do not, I will continue to seek gainful employment. So for the 23 years I've been employed in my career, I have, while it has been check to check, I have always been able to pay for necessities. I got myself in trouble. This goes back into forced confessions. I got myself into trouble when I got credit cards. I don't mind doing this because it's who I am. It's my character. I got myself into trouble back when I first was able to get credit cards. And here's my explanation of this. This is not an excuse. It is truth. When I first was eligible for a credit card, right? Like my first credit score, and this is before you know anything. So I'm thinking about my credit score and like wondering, why is it so low? When I first started out on my credit journey, my credit score was like 500 at 18 years old, and I couldn't understand why. Like you don't start out with just like good credit and then end up making it bad. You have to build your credit, okay? Well, I find out that my other friends, when they start out, they already have like 700 credit scores because their parents helped them. So there are ways that you can help your child before they're eligible for a credit score. And I had friends whose parents did that. These are the same friends who don't work today, who don't currently hold jobs. So it made me think that credit was different depending on your race or your experience. It is different depending on your race or your experience because it depends on the knowledge that your parents have about finances. So eventually my mom went on to become a financial advisor, which is the only reason I think I'm here today. And with that being said, I understand what is required to live, the cost of living. At 40 something years old, I can look into my future and see if I want to live the same standard of life, it requires $4 million. I'm nowhere near that. I have nothing even close to that. There's many people out there that don't have as much as I have. So that's one reason I don't worry, is because I'm not going to be alone in my poverty. There's going to be a large number of people who will also be poor, hungry, broke, cold, whatever it is with me, because there's a lot of people who didn't plan. So the amount of money that you've saved will really determine how you spend the rest of your life. It's apparent to me that people with the ability to save money have become targets by those who know how much it's going to cost for them to live, and they see other people's bank accounts as available to them. So you will see people out there who appear as if they have money or appear as if they have morals, but really they are guilty of stealing from people who have worked hard for every penny, because in their mind, they have found something about whatever particular person that makes them not deserving. And their intention is to actually murder this person, take all of their finances. That's the kind of society we live in. The homeless people on the street, some of them were made homeless by friends, ex-boyfriends, jealous lovers, employers, uh, and it was done so in order to facilitate a crime ring. Um, so these people are taking a list of people who have been deemed eligible, patsies, I guess I'll call them, people with enough intelligence to look like they're guilty of committing the crime, but not enough intelligence to catch the people who are doing it. And where they fucked up is, I have enough intelligence to catch you. Um, and then that brings me to the point of, they don't care if I have enough intelligence to catch them, because so many high-ranking officials are involved. So many people who control narratives are involved, that they will get away with murder. They will be able to get away with whatever it is that they want. Right? Like, I could not imagine holding a position, like a high position, and then you see someone who you think is less than or lower than you come in with more saved, more money saved. So I'm praying for these people that they realize that how they're living their life is the reason they have no money, and it has nothing to do with their ability to earn. My mom worked 2 jobs. My mom worked 2 jobs and got herself into a position where she is happy now. So there's people out there who want to take from people that are like in my mom's position. I imagine, let's say somebody's parent was a housekeeper or a janitor. Janitors make great money. If a janitor knows how to save their money, like say they're a janitor at USC where their kid gets free tuition, they have every ability to exceed someone who comes from a wealthy family. Isn't it crazy that you can have someone who just simply accepted a job that not many people want to do eat at the same table as you? They don't want to see that. Right. They don't want to see that, but it's what actually has to happen if the world is going to get better. Because if you have people who come from homes, families, backgrounds where they don't understand what hard work is, you're going to only create more criminals, more grifters, more people who don't take living seriously, more people who don't take fairness seriously. Right? If you got here and you didn't have to work hard and you're making all this money, when you're presented with the situation that would cost you money versus ruin someone's life, it's a lot easier for you to just ruin someone's life because money is more important to you. And then you start to realize how important that person was for your company. And then your company stops making money. The money that you thought you were going to get by ruining this person's life, you're going to stop making that money. And then all of your crimes are going to get exposed. Like, that's how this shit happens. That's what will happen. That's absolutely. You had an oversight in an area where you should have been paying more attention. And that person that you wanted to destroy, that was your protection. So really be careful with how you treat people. And if you sense a bad energy, act on it. You don't, that in my life, that has been my downfall, is I have, as an empath, I've trusted too many people. I've had pity or sorrow for people who don't deserve it. And as soon as they see those things, right? Like when you let people see you cry, there are people who will take note, right? They may be nice, offer condolences, but some of those people are taking note because they're going to come back later and they're going to eat you whole. They're going to swallow you up alive. So make sure that you pay attention to the people who pay attention to you crying when you're in your worst moment. That's one of the things that's been really hard for me, is when, like, say I have an emotional day and I have to go somewhere where I still have to communicate with people and my emotions are on my face. It's the people, like, it's twofold. a lot of people, most commonly, in general, people you think want someone to comfort or console them. But you have to think sometimes also the people that come to comfort and console you, they're like train wreck watchers. They want to see what it is that caused you to get that way so that they can then control you. So if you don't let your emotions make you into a target. And that's what's happened in my life. I've worn my emotions on my sleeve my whole life, and I've allowed people to see those situations. That's why if somebody asks me what's wrong, I usually won't respond. I keep that shit to myself. I internalize it because you don't need to know what it is that's gotten me like this. If you see me unable to function or unable to focus, I'm not sharing with you because I've learned that people use that to their advantage. They see you at a weak point in your life and they're like, well, now's the perfect time. And I don't know if that is just coming from somebody who sees me as always happy. I, quite contrary to what most people post, right? I think we were talking about this the other day in the discussion. And most people on social media post only the good things. So when you look at their feed, all you see is all this cool shit, everywhere they travel, good food that they ate, how much money they make, the car they drive, the image that they want you to see. They want you to see a perfect life. I am the opposite. I'm the opposite because you don't need to know how happy I am. If you know me, you know how happy I am. If you see me in public, you know I'm motherfucking happy. But my social media, it paints a picture of like, man, this is a fucking crazy life. My life is that crazy, but I am still happy. And I don't have to share all my happy moments. I'm not trying to make people jealous. I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. I share the hard times to let people know, like, this shit is real. It happens. There's a lot of people who won't share it with you. Stop using social media to compare yourself. I want you to see the bad times in my life or the times that I've had that were hard, because I want social media to make people get better mentally. Like, constantly seeing everything be good for everyone always around you causes mental fucking harm. It creates psychosis in people. That's what doom scrolling is, because you're just looking for somebody who's doing worse than you. You just want to see one person, any person, anybody. It could be anyone that is in a situation that's worse than yours. And that's what doom scrolling is. So, man, I'm out of papers. God damn it. I have so many things I have to go do today now. What a bunch of shit. So maybe I have some somewhere in a bag. But yeah, don't let other people's happiness make you bitter. Right? And I had to change how I go about sharing my life and posting about things, because once you notice people latch on to that shit, you realize how sad they are, right? And then they do things and try to let you know that they're comparing your life to theirs, and like it just gets really weird. Like, for example, I don't really care for travel. Travel is not my thing. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I'm content. I'm happy. And I have enough trouble communicating as it is in English. So to think about traveling and but I think it would be better because in other countries it's not like America. So we'll figure out travel eventually one day. Man, when you use all your papers and you don't got no more papers, goddamn. So yeah, I know I got a bag of this shit somewhere. Where'd I put that? Kitty, you know where my shit is? So I ended up using this little warning paper that I don't think you're supposed to smoke. It's got like colored dyes on it and shit. But hold it together. And keep it together, girl, as long as you can. And then what I can do, I slide out the body of a little Rocher. Right, this is ingenuity at its finest. So let's see. This one, I could use this one. Right? As like a little sleevey sleeve. Open it up. We're doing all kinds of shit over here. So, yeah, don't that social media shit, I think it's a real big sickness. I'm surprised, kind of amazed. I think the younger generations got it better than us. Like, they're wiser about it. They don't take it as seriously as people of my generation do. I've seen my niece and nephew, and maybe it's because they know what's happening with me. Somehow they're aware that I'm set up, and they seen that they know that it has a lot to do with my social media presence, so they have decided not to have one. But I'm proud of them for not having one, because that cuts out half the fucking sickness right there. So you cannot, and even if they do, they got one and they just don't talk to me on it, whatever. But it makes me happy to see that at least my sister's kids are not as invested in social media as I am, or as she is, or as anybody around us is. Because I think that sets them up for a brighter future. They don't have, I think everybody's kids need to get off that shit, or you should have some rules for your family. Like, no, don't post no fucking personal pictures. Like, be more mindful of the information you share, because you really do not know who's looking at it once you post that shit to the World Wide Web. When I realized I got people, like weirdo people, there's other countries out there that don't have as much shit to do. Like, we get to go outside and do shit. There's other countries out there full of people that they got a computer, they got an internet connection, and that's all they fucking, it's literally, so let's think about Little House on the Prairie, but with technology. Like, you don't got shit else to do but bother other people in other fucking countries, you know? So, internet is World Wide Web. Remind your kids when they're using it, this is a motherfucking World Wide Web. If you're not a world traveler, make sure your kids understand how big the world is. Right? I think the only way that you could get your kids to understand how big the world is to actually have them travel it. I have not traveled the world, so I'm realizing the world is very large, and I'm realizing the world is very large. There's a lot of people out there who desire to hurt other people. Right? And it'll be so funny. So all this talk is designed. Okay, I want to share things with you along the way that I have noted as people trying to play with my head, or just evil people in general. So I remember, while at this former employer that has been named in the RICO complaint, one of the things that was said to me prior to my departure, and I departed because I found out about the RICO complaint. I don't know if the other employees have found out about it, but I knew as soon as I found out about it, I had to get the fuck up out of there. So I did. And before I left, a lot of funny things transpired that I've documented pretty well. For example, like the adding of a BitLocker to my sign-in just days before my last day. That was done by an IT member who I had seen using another company's IT login, like dual employment. And I don't know how much of that was designed for me to talk about it, like how I talk about everything, like mind game type stuff, or if he is really one of those people who holds employment at 2 law firms. I think that's conflict of interest and is a very dangerous thing. So, should that be found to be true, uh, I think that he should get in trouble. Um, he's working as a dual agent. That's like spying. But who knows? It's none of my business. We'll find out. Should I ever get to go to court? Should that need to be presented? If this is witness intimidation and they have the intent to kill me, I may never get to share my story. That BitLocker may contain something way dangerous. There may be more to this than I will ever know if they are successful at intimidating me as a witness. If they are successful at ruining my life, you may never get to know. So what I wanted to say is, while I was there, one of the things that was said to me, right, because my name is not the easiest name. Well, it's not hard either, really, if you want to know it. Saying someone's name is a sign of respect. If you are unable to say someone's name, you're not trying. If you can read and write, it's the same letters you use to read and write things. Just take a second and ask them how to say it or pronounce it. And if you can't remember, continue to ask them until you can remember. That's less disrespectful than not trying, right? Than continually making a bad effort. So one of the things that was told to me before I left that firm was, everyone's going to know your name by the time you're done here. So I wonder, who is everyone, and do you guys know my name yet? And then I can tell you who said that to me once I find out about the results of the complaint. Why would somebody say that everyone's going to know my name? That sounds like someone telling me that they've set me up to be an example. Right? Now, how much of that is mind game where they want me to talk about it because they plan to use it against me later? And how much of that is evil telling me about the evil that they're doing to me? That's where I'm left wondering. How much of that was a psychological game? I don't mind if everyone knows my name. I was a cheerleader who went to nationals. If you don't know my name, right? Like maybe you don't pay attention to cheer, or like I really don't know. That's just a funny thing to say when I'm working in an accounting position and I've been told that I'm being set up for credit card fraud. It doesn't put fear in me because that is the purpose. The purpose of this is to make me not pursue gainful employment. So I don't know how much of it is true, but I do remain under the impression people should remain innocent until proven guilty. Being targeted over the last 6 years makes me feel like that does not exist. You're guilty if somebody wants you to be guilty, whether you really are or not. There is no more legal system. This is the new world order. They have changed the way justice is served. So anybody with money can now serve justice on anybody without it, which has created a bunch of uneducated grifters. People that steal money because they don't know how another way. It's a bunch of uneducated grifters. Educated. Some of them are educated grifters who have seen opportunity in the system and they know how to exploit it. So I hope that this is admissible in court, because the V2K that keeps coming on and making me want to talk about things, right? When I'm on the live, I don't hear them right now. They're not feeding me things. So the V2K, the purpose of the V2K is to make me come onto YouTube and talk about things. It accomplishes several things for them. It lets them know, for one, it confirms my location for the ones that are in my building, trying to make sure I am where I'm at. Because they can hear me. If they're watching me, even though the screen is black, they can hear me, so they can put two and two together and confirm I'm in the correct place I'm supposed to be in. Another thing it does is it makes me do what they want as far as like their forced confessions and however their mind washing, whatever the fuck they call it, shit works. Right? And then they think that they can make me angry, or they're still trying to make me angry. But I've explained very clearly all the reasons why I'm healed. And if you don't understand, I can stay on here all day and talk about more, but I have some things to do shortly. Right. Things I want to talk about. So I had, I guess if they want to see you as what it feels. Okay, so let's go back. Nathan Hockman, our district attorney, had come on, and he's talking about like certain operations that they're doing to crack down on crime, human trafficking, etc. So when I saw that, I had messaged him about my situation, because from what I understand, based on my experience, is similar to what people would consider job trafficking, where different employers like use and abuse you. You know, I have been enough places to know that I'm more than qualified and skilled. I do recognize I have the ability to make mistakes. But usually at the point when I make a mistake is after I've realized that I'm being trafficked. The point where I release care is after I realize the place that I'm at is not who they appear to be for everybody else. My experience here is different than other people's. So what my experience has done, they're trying to cover up bad reviews, right? I've had experiences that have caused me to leave bad reviews. And the only way to cover up a bad review is to make the person who left it look worse than the review they left. So from being wrongfully terminated from certain employers, this goes back to somebody just simply wanting revenge. In my life, people like, I do not identify with, you cannot use my youth to profile the person that I am today. I'm not that same person. And there is supposedly this record that follows you around from when you're in school. So I plan to do a public records, PRA, Public Records Act information request, PIRA, Public Information Record, something, whatever that fucking shit is, to see what my juvenile record says about me. And then as I think back to when I was in high school, there are like several incidences where I had encounters with the law, with authority at school. And back then, my encounters with authority were the result of actions I took, right? In my adult life, they're just following me around, trying to make me do things or trying to instill fear in me. I have no fear because I don't do those things anymore. I really learned my lesson. And at least of late, within the last year, I haven't, like, if you look at my driving record, I haven't even gotten so much as a motherfucking speeding ticket up until this year, And it wasn't even a speeding ticket. They gave me a ticket for going 45 miles per hour. So I don't even break laws in the way that normal people break laws, okay? So this, I think the speed that I was going should show you exactly where I'm at on the spectrum of law-abiding citizen. I'm abiding by the law way more than you are. So much so that I'm slowing down to let you guys go around me because I want to make sure I do it the right way. So you can't get me for going fast. You got me for going too slow. That shit's hilarious to me. I'm laughing like a motherfucker. It is in this. It has the same consequence as a speeding ticket for going too fast. But the funny part about it, my safety was the one in danger, and I got a ticket for it. I was being followed by somebody who, even at 35 miles an hour, would not get off my ass. So stupid and annoying that I had to create a dangerous condition, switch into the fast lane to allow a jackass that wanted to intimidate me to pass me. And right after that, I got pulled over. So I would like to request discovery of this cop's WhatsApp, Slack, whatever we can possibly do in the minutes up until I got pulled over. Because this is a civil rights violation beyond anything I've ever known of. The reason I had to drive 45 miles per hour is because I've been stalked. And while I know what is a safe limit to drive, I also know what conditions are safe. The reason I accepted the ticket, they thought that they were going to make me, it's not going to make me angry. It's a fucking ticket. The reason I accepted it and I don't mind going to court, I'm not angry or upset about it, is because I do understand after the sun went down, it does create a huge safety hazard. Stop having people follow me then. So I get to talk about at least a little bit of my experience as a targeted individual when I go to court for this ticket. If the cop doesn't show, he'll save everybody something. But I cannot wait to talk about it. That's hilarious. It was hilarious. Right? Police sirens do not make me nervous. I am not worried. I don't know what information has been provided to police that they think that they are going to be able to harass me with just their uniforms and their cop cars and their lights and sirens. I don't know if it's intended to create a state of chaos, like always keep you on edge. I don't care for sirens. It's not a... Oh, and that's what I also want to mention. During the critical mass ride I went on Friday, because I'm not afraid to go out in public because I didn't do anything wrong. Because I'll share my whole life with you and I don't give a fuck. I know there's someone out there doing much worse with a smiley face lying to you about it. So I'm okay with who I am. So anyways, when I went out in public to the critical mass ride, there was a point it's like Mar Vista area, I want to say. I don't know the exact area. And it was a fire call. And I consider every one of those real. Even if I'm a targeted individual and they're playing jokes around me, I don't want to ever think that our resources are being wasted that way. Like, as much as I might think that it is, I still consider, when I hear sirens, lights and sirens real, I still take that position seriously. I think it's a position that should be considered important. Those are our first responders. But as far as in my area, I did sense a bit of harassment, which has stopped. But that night, critical mass ride, Friday, June 26th, the critical mass ride bike riders did not stop. And it made me kind of sad. It made me think, like, how are you guys that clueless? Was that a setup? Because if every citizen commits 2 felonies a day, the entire time that I have been monitored, it feels like they are waiting for each felony for every day. So from the time I leave my door, they are tracking to see if I'm committing any kind of felony that they can get me in trouble for. And I don't care as far as the ones that I do commit, because I stand by them. I have even reached out to the people that you would complain to about me for my very specific situation. So I've done my part to make sure that I'm compliant. And yet it remains illegal, and it is a necessity for my life. So, you can continue to monitor me for every single felony, and you can continue to keep track. Your monitoring is what has created the condition, the reason for me to need the assistive device that I need. And I can't wait to talk about this in a courtroom. Case law is my favorite thing. Let's talk about it. I would like to change laws. I'm not afraid of court. Criminal justice is my thing. If you want to make an example of me, I am okay with it, because I believe I'm a great example. I do think there are moments I may not be proud of. I'll work on those still. But I am of the belief that the reason I may be treated the way that I'm treated is because there are people around me who think that they are not the best. I don't want to say it's the best, and because I don't think I'm the best. But they think that they have high morals or high standards, or they hold themselves high, and then they meet me and they're like, how the fuck? Because they could have sworn all these things about me, and it's not true. It's a lot of people are upset that I'm not a criminal. What do you want me to say? I use my brain to make money. All right? I guess criminals use their brain to make money too, but their brain is not in the right place. Like hurting people. As far as hurting people, I don't want to do it. And so you will not have me be the cause of anybody's financial hurt. I did that when I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I have no problem talking about it. Because I have no intention of doing it again. So get over it. Forced confession. It's my identity. What do you identify as? I do not identify as a criminal. I identify as, I don't want to say moral standards, because I still have my shit that I go through, and the shit that I believe, and the shit that I do. But I do say that my intention is to hurt no one. I would like to restore people and make them as whole as possible, as I possibly can. If ever I were to come into an opportunity where I could be a philanthropist, I would very much enjoy giving back to the community. I do not see a need or a reason for myself to hold any kind of amounts of wealth. And those are things that I hope are projected by the fact that I can go around with no teeth. My teeth are only concerning to me because I know what medical conditions can result from having like open access to your nervous system. But that's the only concern I have. I am not of the, cosmetic kind, because I do not think that looks tell you who a person is. I think looks are used to hide flaws that people have, and people use looks to pull the wool over your eyes. Like, I can make myself look really nice if I need to, if I have to. But I feel like that sets people's expectations for you up so high and to places where you don't even know where they come from, that I much prefer to look the way that I do, because it's the real me. Uh, while I may be able to look a certain way, the amount of effort you put into it, that time can be spent doing other more productive things. So if you take into consideration your time wallet, like how much you put into a certain thing for the span of your lifetime, how much time do you spend fucking up someone else's life versus building your own life up? So that's why I don't want to ever have to feel the need to seek revenge, because seeking revenge takes away from me making myself better. Taking from other people, it creates a mental instability that I would not be able to handle, because my profile of myself, my identity, says I am integral, and integrity is honesty. It's so because I am those things, I don't see myself falling into a category where I will ever have to worry about my freedom. And they're trying so hard to put me in fear over my freedom. And I don't know if it has anything to do with my skin color, with the right to free speech. That's where it becomes like, this is where it's like confusing. People have made me by forced interactions, because I have eliminated contact with damn near anybody that brings me stress. And by forced interactions, they continue to try to set me up to be a patsy. I'm not your patsy. Maybe I'm smart enough to be, but in the end, the people responsible for crimes will be held responsible. And I'm not your patsy. That's all. It feels like, because I've been around money my whole life. Not my whole, well, kind of. In my life, I grew up, and my mom moved me to Calabasas. Moved our family to Calabasas. But we're poor. We were poor. She worked all day. Latchkey kid. So while I live in Calabasas, I see all these wealthy people. I see money. I see kids that have easy access to things. I never considered money like a thing, like when you see money, you see kids driving nicer cars than the teachers, their life is different. So when I think about money now, I'm very happy I'm able to earn what I earn. There's no jealousy. I have knowledge that it takes a lot to get to where those people's parents are. They are people who have like generational wealth. Their parents own companies. They've worked hard. Maybe their parents are criminals. Who cares? It's not my business. But I came from a place where I'm used to money. I'm used to seeing nice things. And the reason I got in trouble as a kid was because I tried to keep up. As an adult, I know you don't have to keep up. It's impossible. There are 15-year-old kids out there with nicer cars than I could ever imagine. Cars that could buy me a house, or RV, or whatever, and I could live in forever. And I pass by them every day. I may have to service some of them. Like, there are so many people out there that have more than you. It would be stupid to think that you need any of that. Like, there's also so many people out there that have less than you, and just like be happy where you're at. I can't imagine. I feel like if this is not some kind of television show, and the people around me are really I don't want to assign evil energies to them, but if I am feeling like I got very close to really bad criminals, is how it feels. It's crazy. Like unknowingly. And I don't want to be anywhere near that. I feel there is something big that's happening right now. And I'm still walking through life fucking stupid and ignorant as fuck because I've done nothing wrong. So all of this is intended to make me have feelings of guilt, or and I'm just like looking around like, how, why, ever, why would I ever, what is my guilty thing? My guilty thing is what? Oh, how you gonna make me guilty? You have to do something stupid to make me guilty. It would have to be a crime that is a crime worse than anything I've done would have to be committed in order to make me guilty. So then it becomes targeted by who? Then I go back into, I was in the GATE program, and I don't know how much the GATE program has ties to crime, right? Who created the GATE program? Let's go look. No, I'm serious. Let's look. Right? Did they say that the GATE program is a CIA program? So the CIA is following me around. CIA is also responsible for MK Ultra. Imagine the CIA put MK Ultra and the GATE kids together, and they're just like sitting back laughing. And then they think that the CIA is like, we control everyone. The CIA is having a hard time with me. That would explain everything that I'm talking about. And I never wanted to assign it to that. But you guys have gone too far. It's too far. No, I cannot be quiet about it. And I told you I don't care if it results in my death. And I know that you guys are absolutely capable of killing people. So this will be the best YouTube video of all time, if that's the case. Everyone will know my name. That is exactly what she meant, I think. Then V2K started up again. Here they go with the every time. Right. I would understand the reason why somebody would not want to take my case because of how much video footage there is. But I think that the amount of money I would be owed is worth it. And I remain I'm not going to pursue that. I'm going to pursue life, liberty, and happiness the fucking American way. And that's all I'm going to do, because I've seen what happens to the people who do continue to pursue motherfucking shit against this. This is what I'll call it. So I'll just have fun, and people can watch the videos and they can be entertained, and they can think that their network works, and throughout life they can continue to try to activate me. Activating me only puts me on a higher level. It makes me better than you. So if that's what your goal is, and that's what your idea is, you are activating me into a leader. I don't want to be a leader. I want you to think for yourself. Because what if I make a wrong decision, right? Then you got all these people out here that are like, fuck you, you led us the wrong way. No, I didn't. Your ass fucking follow me, dummy. So much of the stuff in my life I've done, and I've done it by going the wrong way. And maybe that's why people are like, how do you do it? I just went the wrong way. God damn. Don't follow me though. I don't know if this is right. I didn't ask anybody. I just went. Right? Like, this looked it right to me. And then they're like, we have rules for a reason. And you found out why. And that's why people get mad at me. We gotta keep you in line. Just because I think different. You would think different if you used a fountain pen. Bah. You would though. You know why? Because you're more concentrated on not spilling the motherfucking ink all over your shit. You know how much I got inky fingers? Right? Like, fountain pen. Oh, lovely fountain pen. And you gotta, when you think about what it is, the word motherfucking fountain pen, listen. As soon as you touch the pen to the right kind of paper, it's a fountain. The ink does not stop flowing. Your hand, it's for when you're thinking and you're writing a lot and you have thoughts that flow. So you can, it's for people who's going to write a book and shit. Like, you can, your thoughts, diary, journal, write it out. Let your thoughts flow with a fountain pen. Rollerball is a complete different psychology when you use a rollerball pen, a gel pen. Your brain works differently. I'm not on the same level as none of you guys. And people are just like, she's stupid. Maybe, okay. Or maybe something else. Get yourself a fucking... You're out there. It's convenience. You don't even think about the pen. A lot of people don't think about the pen. When you meet a planner girl... boy, sometimes it's boys, you should cherish those people, motherfucker. People that appreciate color. Right? It's, I think there's biases people hold. So, I'm not... You know who gets mad about being called a racist or yeah, really? Because I think everyone is racist. So if you're offended by that, then maybe you really are and you don't know it. But everyone is a little bit racist. So what I'm saying about people who love color, you know the world will be boring as fuck if we were not different. You're not racist. You got ideals and issues and shit from the past, trauma, hurt, things you don't understand, and you got to ask about, figure out. And some people are controlled. Don't believe everything you see. Go talk to the person. Get to know them over making a judgment off of what somebody else told you. But if you just want to see one color, that's your deal. Go about however you want to go about. What I think is sad is when you have people who enjoy color just like blindly, like sheep, follow people who are trying to get rid of it. Like, you then have become colorblind, I guess. And so when people tell you that, like, if they're suspected of racism and someone says, I'm colorblind, I don't see color, you are a racist, my friend. Because you not seeing color and assuming everyone is equal means that you do not understand other people's struggles. It's as simple as someone has straight hair and curly hair, and you're like, I see them as equal. The straight hair bitch is gonna be like, I want curly hair. Curly hair bitch is like, no, you fucking don't. Curly hair bitch says, as equal as we are, I gotta spend an extra however long in the morning to be able to walk out and look normal like how society considers you to. So, not taking the color out of things, it's not about race. Just the hair struggle alone makes people's experience in life different. So, it may be your preference to have curly hair, but your straight hair is acceptable as soon as you get up out the bed. You gotta brush it, you're good to go. Curly hair has multiple steps. It's as simple as that. That's the first part I want to tell you about the difference between black and white. It's curly hair and straight hair. Straight hair people, maybe you're like, you don't understand the difference. Curly hair needs oil, so when curly hair gets oily, it doesn't look like, it looks nicer as it gets oily, whereas straight hair starts looking worse. Think about it. And then you want to like call people dirty, and you don't understand what their fucking shit is. People who don't understand not washing your hair every day, and you, because your hair gets greasy, you don't understand what those oils are. It's as simple as a hair struggle. Right? It smells. People, the first person to be like, I need a deodorant. They were insecure about the way they smelled. Somebody in their life said they didn't want to talk to them, or they didn't like them because their body had an odor, or they thought that it would be so much more pleasant if I smelled like chemicals. You know, like, deodorant, I think, is created out of insecurity. And you have gotten society to be insecure through the use of deodorant. So you've already wounded them. Right? It starts in the locker room in middle school. People's looking at you like, you don't wear deodorant? That's why you stink like that. You should tell your kids, it's okay. It's okay. That's not a person for you. You're gonna be stinky until you motherfucking can handle your shit. That's the time to be stinky. I'm not gonna be stinky when I get older. Right? But society creates this whole thing where my harassment, it goes back to high school, and people just amazed that I continue to accomplish shit. I don't even know what I'm accomplishing. I'm not doing shit. I just have a job. Right? I grew up with straight hair girls that don't have jobs, and they're wondering why my curly hair ass motherfucking has a job. That's what I feel like. I'm being watched. Why has my LinkedIn been searched 58 times this week? People are searching for me. Why? Jamie Dimmons from Chase Bank showed up in my motherfucking you should look at. Why? I think all of that stuff's related to who's searching you. All of that is related to who is searching you. Everybody. Right? It's crazy. All these people have so much money, and I don't want any. I just want to live. I just want to live my little life. And then they're just like reaching out like, gotta get rid of her. I got enough money to do it. So what? I keep talking because V2K is vicious. V2K is designed to make you look schizophrenic, and I'm trying to debunk all of that fucking shit by telling you who exactly is behind it. It's not, they have it so there's people in place, right? Like, if things were to ever have to go to court, it's judges in place, network societies, where it's already set up. It's an alley-oop. They're talking about it in the fucking locker room at the boys club. So, designed that way intentionally. I am shock value. But I'm serious. But I am intentional, right? I could be, right? I want to see a picture of what that guy looks like. What if he's good looking? Oh man, I'd be so sad. Not really. I don't think he's good looking because I'm thinking about the person who would allow someone to destroy an apartment unit as they have the person above me. I think the person who allows the apartment to deteriorate, doesn't matter if I've been here 10 years. I've been here 10 years. It's time for you to redo the whole thing anyway. So I was just thinking, I wonder what that person looks like. And they probably look insecure. If they are going through a program like this to try to force me to do something. I don't know. I have no clue what it is that you're trying to force me to do, because I do not see myself doing anything forcefully. Right? As simple as that. It's my version of so, oh my gosh, life gets better every day, every way, every how. As much as people think that they are forcing things, what's happened is, so I don't know how long ago it was that I ran out of traditional toothpaste. A month maybe now. I used to be using just like the littlest bit of the littlest bit of the littlest bit, because toothpaste is not necessarily good for you, yet even the alternatives are kind of weird. I don't think they even really work, but I guess maybe better than nothing. But I have a Sonicare toothbrush, and that does a pretty good job. But the smell, my breath still stinks. Very bad. I use a little metal tongue scraper and shit. Probably could floss more. You don't want me flossing more the way I want to floss. Anyway, hot breath. I understand why I need to drink more water. There's so many things that go into it. Taking better care of myself is the first part, right? So, what was the point I was trying to make about this? It's not that I have poor hygiene. It's I have a dental trauma, and this is my version of shit smearing. It's like nobody's paying attention. Nobody's saying anything. If I go to a dentist in this condition and he works on my teeth and does not do what's like morally and legally right after, through my experience. And the funny thing is, dentists can hide things, right? They're working in your mouth. There's little, if they're fucking tricky, they can hide things. So I would like to get my teeth fixed, but I would like assurance that it's not going to be some of the same funky ass bullshit I had the last time I went to the dentist. But at the same time, I don't feel any rush or pressure to do it, because so many people involved have let me know that they are all part of the reason why my teeth are like this. So I have no issues going out and about the way that they are, because people know. There are people who know why they're like this. And for the rest of the people who don't know, if you are not the kind of person to ask somebody before you assume, like if you see somebody with no teeth and just assume they do something because that's why you have heard why other people, or because of a skin color, like if you want to assume that I am something I'm not, that's perfectly fine for you. I've explained why my teeth are missing, how pretty consistently every 12 years they've been knocked out, kinda, yeah, on my own, through my own pursuit of bike riding. Is not an extreme sport, but it is extreme when your face hits the ground or a truck. Roller derby, etc. So there's no, if people are out there telling people, if you believe, I don't care. This is why, like, I don't feel like I need to explain this, because it doesn't matter. But in the event of my passing and people start talking about things and they're like, oh yeah, I heard she was no, I wasn't. I have a friend who would be the closest thing to one, though. And I used to hang out with her all the time, and she had a pretty bad drug problem straight out of high school. But it was never me. It never took hold of me. I've been employed for 23 years pretty consistently with a few breaks. And so no. And I've always had teeth up until like a couple years ago. I still have them. They just smell like shit. They smell worse than my breath smells right now. So that's why I don't wear them. I could have goofy teeth if I wanted to. Right? Like I could smile at people, but like my breath stinks. If my breath stinks and I smile like this, you understand a little bit better than if I had teeth and my breath was stinky. Like it's just I don't know if that was their plan. Their plan was for me to be conceited and want to have my teeth repaired. That's what the assistant, her goal was to give me new teeth, right? Like she wanted to put new teeth in my mouth. And I had explained to her my concern was the smell. When I first went to the dentist, Nima Aliaga in Thousand Oaks. And I had complained that I was there to get a cavity fixed because my tooth started to stink. I wanted to get that looked into. So dental consult, we fixed the stinky tooth, and then it turned into me getting a bridge. But it's the bridge temporary. I don't really have to go into this story too much because I think that in the event there's a chance for me to recover anything legally, I would like to. And it doesn't matter. She should know exactly what her story was. There, she told me she used the wrong glue on multiple occasions. She told me once, but she used the wrong glue multiple occasions. And then, right? I'm happy she admitted to it. That's what people should do. Thank you for being honest. That's the reason I'm not angry about it. Like, oh, I know who did it and why. And I wouldn't really care if it didn't leave me with my teeth looking like this. Right? Like, I could be like, oh, I do care. That's why I'm talking about it right now. This is what you're going to get out of me. So, nothing wrong with the dentist. The dentist was very skilled with the drill. Only things where I noted this conversation too. Things that were mentioned were like trauma, headache. It was a very, the visit is like, I would like to sit on a stand somewhere, a court stand somewhere, and talk about the visit that I had the day that they removed the permanently glued in teeth, is what I would like to do. That's the only way I think I could heal that trauma. Because I think people should know that's like some shit when my boss says to me, everyone's going to know your name. I want everyone to know that dental assistant's name. That's the point. That's my point. So, right, that is, for me, the lesson was to go to a local dentist, because should that have been the place where this like crazy radio brainwave thing was installed, maybe it happened when I had my braces. When I had my braces, I could hear radio. Like, I could hear music, I could hear random shit. But when I had my braces removed, it went away. Or so I thought. But anyway, if you go to a local dentist, I don't know, maybe they would still want to do it. Maybe they don't want other people to know everything about your neighborhood, so they wouldn't do that to you because you live in their neighborhood. Maybe that's why you should go to a local dentist. Go to your local dentist. That was the lesson I learned in that. He has like, my local dentist has photos of exactly what it is that I want as far as my tooth replacement. I probably still would have had 2 more teeth. Maybe not, because one of them I think had a really bad cavity. So that's another thing I want. I want pictures. I want people to take photos of me without my teeth and show them to their kids and say, this is what happens when you eat candy. It's not crap, it's candy. But that's like the long run of all the candy that I ate. That's all the 12, the fucking, not 12 ounce, 32 ounce Doritos. It's I'm not blaming anybody for my missing teeth except for myself. This look, though, this whole aesthetic is created by a dental assistant, the trauma from a dental assistant using the wrong glue. Let's get it. That's truthful. I could talk about it. I could talk about that all day. It's truthful. It's fact. The dentist came to me, and I'll relive this story forever and ever until it's resolved. It's not resolved. I don't have teeth. I can't smile big with my teeth used to look really nice. I had braces 2 times. This $10,000 worth of braces is gone. What the fuck is the point? You're gonna rebuild that shit anyway. Fucking biggest money trap is your teeth. If something goes wrong with your kids' teeth when they're young, just don't fix it. Be like, here, I saved the money for you. Go do that shit now. It'll make them have a better character. It'll get rid of fake friends, too. Yeah, if your kid's teeth, if it's not cavities, go get the cavities fixed. But if your kid fucks all their teeth up, just let them. Right? Save you a lot of money. It's not, you're gonna be like, it's emotionally damaging. No, it's character building. It's not emotionally damaging. It's fucking character building. What's emotionally damaging is somebody who thinks that they have to have fucking perfect teeth to walk outside. Right? I remember the first time I smiled after my bike accident. I smiled at my niece, Jasmine, and she looked at me like, ew! Like, bitch, that's my teeth. That's what happens. I rode a bike into the ground with my face. What the fuck you mad at? I'm sporty. She didn't like it, though. Why is it scary to people? Bitch, you don't got no teeth. You came out the womb and you think you had teeth, bitch? Right? Like, girl. No. I love my niece, but she said she doesn't love me, so. You know, I don't talk to her or nothing. Phone works both ways. I don't call nobody, though, so. Phone works both ways. The only thing is, I think why when somebody said, I don't love you, like you overheard, what do you do if you overhear someone say, I don't love you, to their mom because they think that you can't hear it? Because they think that you can't hear it. They think, so for me, what I think is, this is just my opinion, I don't know this to be fact. I think that there was a punishment for what I said about Terrell. I think that there was a punishment. And that's just my opinion. Because why would she say that? They have left me wondering what the fuck is going on ever since she was a little kid. And how much of this is part of a setup, right? Like down to every conversation that's had. It makes me look paranoid. Everybody says, you're paranoid. That's why I don't want to be around you. Well, if I'm not around you, that's fine. That's why I don't want to bring up their names or talk about them. But these situations all lead back to experiences relating to specific people. It's not them. My my issue is not with them. It's with other people who are controlling them. Uh, because as far as my family, I feel like all of them are being controlled. I'm the only one that knows. It's like the Partridge Family, and it has everything to do, had everything to do with, I can't say that because my sister uses a different device and she's controlled too. Right? It's like little Partridge Family. So this is very interesting. Let's see how this goes. Everybody out there is like, It has everything to do with everything. My brother, his life that he chose when he was younger, right? Because how do you go from like having a job, working in a factory, to just like loafing on your mom's fucking couch? How do you go from your life's idea is having your own shit, like you're capable of having your own shit, and now you're just like, I don't want to do, you're not that fucking old, right? Like, man, my brother is acting like one of those kids where we grew up at. Like, like in his mind, he thinks that he earned and deserved to have the same life that my mom's living right now. That's crazy. No, he's just starting. He's 20 years behind. He's just starting, and you out here living like you're at the finish line. That is my trouble with my brother. Uh, he's just starting, and my mom worked double time to take care of us on her own, and he's just fucking chilling. That's crazy, right? Got her feeling guilty about it too. He's all incapable of integrating with society. Got her feeling guilty about it. Fucking mind control ass. He spent 20 years learning how to manipulate my mom. Not me though. That's why I can't be around him. When I make a good point, the V2K goes off like it's fucking peanut gallery. Just say every fucking time. We'll see in the court. We'll see in the court. We'll see in the court. We'll see in the court or in the ground. 6 feet, not 6 feet, cremated, whatever. It don't matter. You know, it does not matter. It's not. I never got too far with dreaming about like a wedding, so I never really had to think about planning for a funeral. So I get to live my life however I want to. That's crazy, you know. Everybody else mad they have kids. They got to fucking plan for how their life is gonna go on after. You want to look and see, well, what's Margie doing? What's Margie doing? Margie is motherfucking chilling. Chilling like a villain. Chilling like a villain, like I'm still 15, but I'm not. I'm 42. And I'm 42. And I'm 42. Feels great. Oh no, it said something about earthquakes. What did it say? Oh look, see, oh, that was another thing. I was watching on the YouTube, and it was talking about our over attention to our phones, and that's one of the things that is most upsetting to me in public when I see two people out and one or both is just holding on to their phone like something better is going to happen. Put your fucking phone away. You know what that is? That is millionaires collecting data. That's billionaires knowing exactly what you're doing, where you're doing, when you're doing, even if you turn all your services off, because they still got access to your camera and they're using local devices to fucking activate your shit. That is, put your phone away and enjoy the person. It's so many people who, you think I'm antisocial. I am I'm uber social, and I can't be social with you because you're too busy holding your fucking phone. I won't talk to people holding their phone. Unless, like, I imagine being a tourist somewhere, having to look for directions or translate, and that would be the only reason acceptable to just hold on to your phone like it's your fucking guide through life. That is the craziest thing to me. It's so crazy. It gets me excited. It gets me excited because I feel like I'm saying shit now that could change your life forever. If you put your fucking phone down. Put your phone down. When I see people, I laugh. That's how I can identify my stalkers, because their phone is attached to them. Like, they're the only people out there just holding their phone. Their wrist, they got their wrists cocked all fucking crooked and weird like it doesn't do anything to my mental. I know you're out there. I know what you're doing. Maybe I don't know to the full extent of what you're doing, but I wear my little masky thing because it's fun to play with you guys and your little cocked wrist and your fucking phone. Like, everybody trying to fucking put the phone up under my mask and be weird about that shit. Those people I profile as extreme predator. If you're one of the people who goes out of your way to try to get your phone under my mask, that's like putting your fucking phone under a woman's dress. That's the kind of shit I think you would do. So I profile those people who do that shit as extreme predator, who try to put themselves at an angle where they could get a good photo up my mask with their phone. Extreme predator. And that's why I'm okay not talking to anybody in society. You're holding on to your phone. All right? I understand if you're like, you got headphones on, you're listening to music, you're using it for entertainment, more understandable than just sitting there waiting for someone to pay attention to you or giving all of your attention to the phone. The phone should not replace people. The phone should not replace interactions with people. That's why I don't really care to even talk on the phone. Hey, you want to talk? I'll go see you. I'll come see you. I don't really care to talk on the phone. I'm not talking on the phone. I don't want to talk on the phone. I'll talk to you on the YouTube. Record it. Write that down, motherfucker. Write that down. Take a note, bitch. That's what I said. It's not that I'm afraid of being recorded per se. It's, I think personal communication is translated better in person. I have enough trouble communicating as it is. It's maybe even worse in person though, but I don't know. I gotta try. Everybody, everybody, everybody. So, everything I said, I want people to consider it. Consider putting your phone in your pocket and paying attention to where you're going, who you're with, what you're doing. If you're using your phone, use it to like take pictures to remember what the fuck it is that you missed by holding it. That's what I think you should do. Like, please be recording a video or something if you're gonna hold your phone. You know? Like, remember life. Have a good day.